counting the missing because the missing count.
Yes.
What we have achieved most, Pastor Strike, is that at the end of it all, as a church, now we took a stand of repositioning ourselves as a church in terms of growth in all respects. Spiritual growth, financial growth, physical growth, geographical growth, growth in service to the humanity. I think those are some of the things that we have achieved, that the things that we have to reposition ourselves in trying also to do them much better. We are doing all, but we always say we can do much better. And we had also an opportunity of approving some of our policies that are going to be assisting us in running the church. And also, Pastor Strike, we look also at the financial health of the church. Finance is very critical when it comes to the running of the church. Yeah, we need finance because the finance are the wheels of the church. So we looked also at financial health, of the church, and we pride ourselves, Pastor Strike, as a church, that we also had our external auditors who came now to address the synod and to give us, the audit opinion. And we pride ourselves as a church that we received an unqualified opinion, of course, with findings. The findings comes because of some of our assets are still registered, in our old name. We have changed the names, where the Swiss Mission, we became the Tsonga Presbyterian, and up until we are now the Evangelical Presbyterian Church. So we still have got some of our assets that are registered in the old name, but they are ours. So we also have achieved that. So the auditors have also shown us that, but which is something that we are on it, of course. So
yes.
Yes. But that is just a few reflection of what has happened. On Sunday, Pastor Strike, we closed our synod with a very wonderful church service, where we had some of the political figures that were there with us, provincially and nationally. They were there to come and to grace the occasion, and that was very wonderful because of at the church service, of course, we had the inauguration of the new moderator.
Yes.
And the inauguration of the new moderator, and we also had the induction of the general secretary and the general treasurer. They were inducted officially so into their office. And we also had an ordination where we ordained 4 of our students that have qualified as ministers, 4 males and 1 female.
Wow.
And we also had the sharing of the word, which was so powerful. And of course, after that, we had an address by the newly appointed moderator, and everything was sealed by the sharing of the Holy Communion.
Yes.
So it has been such a very wonderful. So the Holy Communion was the seal of them all, and of course, and from there, we have to come back home. But that was a very wonderful, our 40th synod of the EPCSA. Yes.
Wow. That's powerful. That's powerful. It has been hectic, but it has been refreshing. And I see Rev Kubai, the General Treasurer, I see his gadget is well, and I think his sound also is good. Rev Kubai, what would be your reflection, Rev?
Thank you, Pastor Strike. Greetings to my moderator and the team. My reflection would be that I'm 9 months and 11 days old in the job. So if there was a baby, I would have been 11 days old. So everything sounds very youngish. But the good news about this thing is that in my life as a member of the synod in the past, it was the first time to see an audit report going through without any query. I also think that we presented one of the most professional financial report ever, that members were holding on it. And I think we managed to convince the church that we have turned the road and that we're going on a new direction. And all this is because of teamwork and constant encouragement from the moderator, support from the general secretary and other team members. We operate as a team. I think if we continue in this teamwork thing, we will be able to close this new year that we started yesterday on a high note too. In short, Pastor Strike, we're in for a big change and a big surprise. Thank you.
Wow. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Rev. And thank you so very much. And once again, congratulations with the other. I see Rev SK Mapope, the Deputy General Secretary. I don't see the General Secretary. Rev Sombani, are you somewhere there, Rev? Rev Sombani? Rev Sombani, are you somewhere there? Okay. And then the deputy moderator, Mama, are you there? Okay, let me see. Rev Mapope, Rev SK Mapope, the Deputy General Secretary. Good evening, Papa. Rev Mapope. Good evening, Rev. Good evening. We can hear you, but we're struggling a little bit. Your audio is not very audible. Okay, it's like it's opening up, Rev. Just give us your reflection of the synod.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh yes. Rev, we've been trying. We thought it will get better, but it's really cracking. It's really cracking, and but thanks so very much, Rev. You can also on the charts, private charts, which is right here. You can also drop your message right there so that we are able to see it and be able to share it with everybody. But thanks so very much. That is our Deputy General Secretary, Reverend S.K. Mapope. Thank you so very much, Rev. And we cannot appreciate and congratulate you enough for being given the responsibility to lead this great church, the Evangelical Presbyterian Church. And I would love also now to allow the team here, and please, because I do not know exactly, I see Thamalani, I see, let me see, I see Julia, I see Edgar. Oh, I know Papa Edgar Mshwanala is one of my leaders there. And then please, if you are able to respond and give us feedback, Man Papa Man Samalan there, and then Aunt Julia or Papa Julia there, if you are able to give us a response of the 40th EPCSA Synod, please, if you could do so. I see some of you, your connection looks very well. If you could take the floor, please.
Pastor Strike Reperile.
Reperile, Paps. Iphuke swinene nakuhoyozela Evangelical Presbyterian Church yi hunde hi le xikarhi ka ndzilo wa COVID yi tiyile swilo swi endlekile synod lexi humelerile. Riperile papa.
No, inkomo cancer no lava ku khensisa Moyane na team ya vo hinkwayo executive ya kereke ngopfu executive ya eka nhlawulo lowu nga va kona a ku na xo vutomi eka nhlangano kumbe loko u kota ku va u khoma nhlawulo wu famba kahle tirhisela va ri koho or ku nghenisa van'wana vantshwa or it's a combination swi komba ku ri kereke yi kahle ya hanya and then ni lava ku ri nga vula hi moderator and kota ku attend. I was not even a delegate kasi no service ya sonto leyi a yi ri virtual to some of us. I liked one thing lexi a nga xi vula and I think hi fanele hi support the team ya ku ri nhlawulo wu ve koho wu hari ka nhlawulo because eka mihlangano yo tala hi tivaku ko a nga xisiwa ku hey unit swi nge te yini more especially loko ku ri so leswi instead ya va rele ya munhu ku ranga kota ku tirha ntirho kahle hi ndlela yini ta n'wi support so person mana themba ku ri eka kereka swivangiswele so yi lava nga hlawula luya a ku nga ri so swa ku va swi ri ti-preferences hikuva u ri convinced ku ri loyi will do the job better na ka swi swa ku lava nga laka va nga ngheni kumbe va nga laka va nga i vanhu va ka va nga pfuni nchumu kwa ku ri tinomboro ti talele la so a hi tiyiseni hinkwerhu hi seketela moderator ni team ya yena ewulo herile lo va ku moderator hi moderator na we u nga laki nga n'wi vhoteli moderator loyi hi ku vhotela preferred candidate loyi a nga laka nga humi u endle ku balance hala kun'wana ku huma lowun'wana so nawe u hlawule yoluya and loyi a nga laka yoloyi a nga nghena lava va nga laka va nga ngheni a kereke va ri va nga kumi tinambara to ringana eka nhlawulo so xikwembu xi hi nyika matirhele walawo more especially ka nani leti ta khale ti nga found karhi a hi tirheni hi ndlela yeleyo karhi ya mahlweni men no navela ku khensa nhlawulo wu fambe kahle ni khensa ni ku xikwembu xi hi hlayisa vakreste hinkwerhu hi tsakile ku va hi va ni vurhangeri lebyintshwa hamba va hinkwavo la hi ku nhlawulo lowu i wuntshwa inkomu.
Papa I can see swinene also contribution ya n'wina i ntiyiso nhlawulo wu hundzile vurhangeri bya hina hinkwerhu and swi kahle swa ku hi byi embrace and be able to take the church forward. And we salute the entire church, in fact, and the elections that were so peaceful, that were so wonderful. I see Reverend Kubai saying the elective synod is a challenge, but the Lord helped us. The induction into the office of the general treasurer was the most emotional thing of the providence of God. May we with the Lord, I think, but may the Lord provides the providence of God. May we, the Lord, bind this team together. Great work lies ahead. We are servants. Yeah, in fact, that's a powerful message that may the Lord bind this wonderful team together under the leadership of our Right Reverend, the moderator, G.S. Moyane. Timi Komana Yibonda Kutiriwa Kerekia Amashe. And of course, Papa Mshwana, maybe before I release you, looking at this leadership also having to take the church through COVID. You just said you were not physically present, but like never before COVID, you would not have that opportunity of attending the service. But out of COVID, we came out better and smarter, that even virtually we are able to attend the service. What do you say about that?
Yeah, it's so cool. He don't material lama shale kwanse nikashimo. Lo languta hi nkarhi wa COVID. Nkarhi leya before COVID. Tempa nkarhi wa COVID ni kota ku attend the service total. Tala loko ka yiwa physically. Ni kota ku attend the service. Sele swa rivale mhaka yin'we ntshindile mitlhelambu ya ka ni kombela ku yisa vafundhisi lava nga ambala tikholo hi sonto. It's also a very na khumbula moderator umbarisiwe eka mninga. Still remember then it's always anything but also emotional thing. Eka mkati swini kuti kamba lokukulu endzeni ka swo ku ri yes nile kambe ni yime kahle na, and what is it and what are swemakanya ka swo tika ni zanti kumana mutla wa ku umfundisi lo nga hele tlande ka mavoko ku ambesha koloro ni twe ri mhaka yikulu hi ku nga veleki ikereke which is guaranteed to die. To die. So lo kereke ikari veleka ivantswe satsakisa leswi, and these are very young people. Because say yi basile nhloko yo fana magoda has cancer. I can't represent the future anywhere. Wherever I go, I represent the present, but I represent more the past. So the induction ya ku Batrongo is very close to my heart, because nkarhi wa voho mfundi malekelo wa student and secretary at the education committee, and I know then, and it was a better setup than we have now. Nothing wrong with what we've got. Marenka lawyer aba completely from this centenary seminary, and it was a wonderful experience. I don't know now, because it's much more secular education than seminary. And I could just say, I rab suana le rab suana ngalula makata xikwembu no kombela ku ri a ku langutiwe possibility think the seminary, because if we are to join the UNISA or UP engineering a seminary I genre this, and we also made sure amongst bafundisi sure kuna mfundisi lo part of that seminar. So aba barena mutswari loye anga kuba learn from that level. So I it's not a cheap one. Kambe lokumova and me ready to go out and tell people and be sure and the treasurer. Me sure mita accounter for each and every cent itaikuma heritikere maliaku pusha kumbe kusumbula kambe, because the other thing they should go logo seba fundiswa eba CC and all that. So they are not strangers to one another. At that low level, and it makes for very good cohesion.
Thanks so very much. And our Right Reverend, our moderator, Papa, I think the team, you know the team very well. Loko Kurini, Bangwani ba our top 5, they like the deputy moderator, the general secretary. If you could release them for us to be able to give us their reflection.
Now, thank you so much, Pastor Strike. Before perhaps we release them to give something, I want to thank with a lot of experience and who love this church so much. He has been in the church leadership for Nkarwagula. He was just reminding me of my ordination coming. It was a very emotional. I never say. Sometimes when I'm put all day, sometimes I become sure. Mine was emotional, really, because of and he said something very, very critical, which we as a church we are looking into. Magaya seminar. We trained at the seminary, not at the universities, but the seminary was an institution that has been set apart only for us as ministers. So we trained together. It was a joint one with the Anglicans, all Presbyterian Church and Methodist. We were together in the same institution. The answer cannot be lonely. I can be sent anyway. I would find somebody that would be together at the seminary, either of the Methodist or Anglican or Presbyterian Church. So it was such a very wonderful institution. Of course, Pastor Strike, in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 5, it says that priest, the sons of Levi shall be set. You understand?
Yes.
They shall be set apart. You know that? Exactly. We as the ministers, of course, our training, we must be set apart. You know, we're here to serve God, and this is a strategy of God. Even when Abraham was to be sent to go, God has to send him apart from other things that can be. So I really appreciate what he says, but that is one of our programs of the church, that we want to start our own seminary, because our two sister churches, but seminary Tabon, Mozambique, they train their own ministers, and Lesotho they train their own ministers, and you give them what you want to give them, so on. But we are looking into that as ourselves as a church, you know, so that you develop my practice. So I don't know if my colleagues are there, the moderator at the GS.
Okay. Loko vanga si kumeka loko va va kona hayi mita nkarhi wun'wana na wun'wana ref mita hi byela I would love to let
Yeah.
my co-host, Dr. Mavila Matebula, has been quiet there in the corner. I hope you're audible now, Dr. Matebula. You're still not audible. What's happening with you today? Okay, try something, Doc. Try something there. And while Dr. Matebula is working on his gadget, I want to remind my audience on Facebook, on YouTube, and also right on Bold Moves Radio that, hey, today is the 36th marriage anniversary of our Right Reverend, the moderator, T.S. Moyane Jafro. So, hey, we congratulate them, we celebrate them. Hey, it's really something worth celebrating. I even feel guilty that I have brought you to the show instead of allowing you to enjoy the anniversary duty course. And let me see if Dr. Matebula is audible. Dr. Matebula, are you okay now? No. Rev, we have heard from Reverend Kubai. Also, we've heard from Papa Edgar Mshwane, and then I've seen also a comment here. Rev Mapope Makweru, my network is poor. Yes, network is a challenge here and there. But I would love for you, my Right Reverend, to at least, there are those points that I've taken from your address. Can we just reflect on them, looking at the church having to give solutions to social problems such as gender-based violence, teenage pregnancy, and unemployment and drugs? How can the church really take its stand in making sure that these things are realized? Because these are very crucial issues today. Let's see, confront at the community style, confront tikuraina, la kulantiso hlambulinga humaka ntsena ekerekeni.
Yeah, pastors, like this is a very big challenge for us as a church universal today. You know, pastors, like, you see, in my speech, I also wrote that the church exists in the society, and what affects the society will also affect us as a church, positively or negatively. So, I like one unknown author that I always like to quote, who says, "It is not by the acts of the evildoers. It is not by the acts of the evildoers that will put this society into repute, but the silence of the righteous."
The silence of the righteous.
Yeah, the silence of the righteous. In most cases, the pastors, right, when such things are happening, you find that we as a church, we are silent. We do nothing about this. Now, in my address, which I was just conscientizing the church that we live within such things like this. Let us have also our policies talk about issues of gender-based violence, things that will talk about pregnancy. What can be done about such things as a church? How do we approach these things so that when we approach them, this approach of Fana, as a church, they become pregnant at an early age. I also indicated how many, about 90,000 between the year 2021 and 2022 by March, when the Minister of Education was holding that. And Pastor Syke, and the minister was saying, these pregnancies are not, I let it go, it happens at home.
It happens at home.
Yeah, it happens at home. Why? Because now, as the parents sometimes outsource parenthood, and we want to sing it for us. But I think it's high time that as a church, that we as a church, we must also, address such things like this. It used to be a taboo sometimes to talk about such things like this, but we have to talk about it because of they are happening. Yes. Nothing about gender-based violence, Pastor Strike. It's something that we as a church, we have to tackle it head on. Why? Because of sometimes some of the perpetrators of this gender-based violence, some of them, you find that some of the members of the church, perhaps in the uniform of Madodana or Manana, or perhaps behind the collar as a reverend, you find that they're also part of that. So we have to start talking about that, and also to encourage people that whenever gender-based violence is happening at home, people must talk out. We teach them also to know where to report such things, what to do with such things, so that people must not be quiet about it, but who to talk to and what need to be done. So as a church, come out so that we talk about that, and we need also as a church, as Tatana Mishwana was talking about the Makata seminar, that as a church we have to be able to train our own ministers to handle issues and problems of gender-based violence. Few ministers can handle such cases like those. Thank you. Now we need to train them how to handle such things, because this is one kind of cancer that is very critical. It needs training how to do that. Hence, then Pastor Strike was saying that the church needs to do a quote Pastor Strike by Martin Luther King, which I like so much. Martin Luther King says a church is like a thermostat that regulates the temperature of the society. And he says if the society overheats, it means two things about the thermostat. It's either the thermostat is not functioning or malfunctioning. And it needs two things, repair or removal. You see that?
Repair or removal.
Yes, you see that. Now, if at all we as a church now we see this to be the salt of the world, then the church will need to repair or removal. But we need to do something about these things, Pastor. Sometimes we must not preach too much, but we also need to teach.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you see, preaching is one-way traffic flow kind of communication.
Yes.
Whereby the superior speaks to the inferior. But when we talk, we have, teachings. It's a two-way traffic flow kind of communication where people can ask questions and contribute. You see. So when we preach, sometimes we are not resolving issues. We do workshops. We did seminars where we must sit down with our Christians and to teach them this time about such things like this. And to come, of course, with resolutions. How do we tackle such things like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very, very important. Like the scripture says, if salt loses its saltness, it's good for nothing. And is thrown and is trampled underfoot and under feet. And that says if the church is not it's not continuously being the salt, then no wonder it will be trampled underfoot. And you said something very important also in your address, that the church should focus externally to understand how the world works. How can you talk through that, my right reverend?
Yeah, actually, Pastor Strike, this is something that I'm seeing. That when I was talking about the church, mostly it was not only specific to our church. I was talking very generally. So because of it's something that I'm in churches. That as churches we are inward looking than outward looking.
True.
Yeah, we are more inward looking. We care about the Magata 10% and what giving and all that. We need money, of course, to be running the church. But sometimes we need to be outward looking and to see what is happening. The church must, as a church, we must be worried about what is happening between Russia and Ukraine.
Yes.
We must be worried about what is happening in Cabo Delgado. We have to be worried about what is happening in Ethiopia. All these kind of things that are happening. Sometimes we say, no, that is none of my business, but next time it's going to be our business.
True.
Yes, I was talking in the line of that let us be worried as a church, that because we, as the EPCSA, of course, we we also affiliate under the South African Council of Churches.
Yes.
And we make this head through the South African Council of Churches.
Yes.
We had something on the issues of Palestine as a church that we must say something about it. We also make statements about things that are happening here at home. The looting of last year, with the things July, things that happened. And also, when we talk also of outward looking, Pastor, as a church, I also address not at the floods that happened here at KwaZulu Natal. That as a church, and to help our people, that not to say that no, they are not members of our church and all, but as an EPCSA, Pastor Strike, I take pride of our church that we also have made some contributions during the time of COVID-19.
Yes.
In 2021, we reached out to Riboni School of the Blind in Elim, where we gave a contribution to them. During the time of COVID-19, when everything was down, even the economy, and recently, our current financial year, we also reached out to Luanda Nene Daycare Center, Lagian, where we also do something, as a church, so that, we must be outward looking than inward looking, because of when said you are the salt of the world.
Yes.
So people must feel us as a church today. The church must start to make to make something a pastor, because of nowadays I don't know choice namuhla milava ifala tishis kumbe ifala kereke.
Which one exactly will they choose?
Yes,
yeah. Because we need somehow not relevant. It's not relevant. It's not addressing issues at hand. Rev, am I losing you? Rev? My moderator, look, it's like your network is a little bit, it's coming back now. Yes, Rev. Okay. All right. My wonderful viewers and listeners, thank you so very much. I see also on Facebook, I've email saying congratulations to all, and may His grace shine upon them and guide everyone in fulfilling His purpose in the church and in the entire world. We are proud of our democratic leaders as the church, and as the church, we support them. Peace be with you, with us all. The
manner in which churches are mushrooming today.
Rev, exactly about that. And, that is the challenge that I was posing even during COVID, that we should be responsive. We should be in a position to help. The church should not just be opening its hands to receive, but it should also be able to give and reach out, which we also we thank God that we could reach out. I think we reached out to Bungeni as a community, being contacted by the Osiaka Bungeni, and then we went and made contributions. And then our local municipality here in Polokwane, we made sure that we're contributing in the food bank, to make sure that people are not sleeping without food. And this is what, as the church, we ought to be doing. And we are so proud of you as the leadership. And while I see that our Right Reverend, we're losing him here and there, I would say Rev Kubai what would you love to also contribute? We're left with 10 minutes. What would you love to share also, even as our Right Reverend is sharing with us of the importance of the church being able to focus or to look outward, not only just looking inside the church. He said something very much important, that the church should embrace entrepreneurial spirit. And I think, Rev Kubai, this when we talk of entrepreneurial spirit, that talks also of generation of revenue, and I think that is your that is your department, Rev.
Yes, thank you, Pastor Strike. Thanks, Maud. The EPC has got so many items on the plate that needs to be done so that the church revenue streams can change, so that it's no longer funded from contributions of the elderly only, but it funds itself from other business opportunities. There are opportunities to go into the farming business. There are opportunities to go into the hospitality business. There are also opportunities to go into other businesses, including student accommodations, which can help to fund the church. And we hope that all these things will become a reality, because the founders of the church, the missionaries, when they came here, they gave us, yes, religion, education, health, and farming, which today will translate into business. And we as a church seems to have lost that business appetite. But the SYNOD has given us a mandate that we should rekindle that fire in the business sector, so that we can fund this church. The church can do better to serve the community, but it is limitless at the moment because it does not have resources. Resources from mere contribution are very limited, but if you can unlock the potential of the assets that we are holding, the church owns massive land, the church owns massive properties, which, as highlighted by the auditors, are not in the name of the church, but if when unlocked, they could become funding streams for the church. So I've got hope that during this season, we'll be able to unlock that area so that the streams can flow and the church can excel. I think with what the moderator has in mind, if we can give him enough resources, he will be able to achieve his dreams. Thank you.
Very true, Rev. Because honestly, when it comes to entrepreneurship, one other challenge that we face, which is our national challenge, is joblessness. And the creation of or an entrepreneurial approach, it's not only generating income, but it's also answering the need for job creation. People will be able to do something and earn a living out of it.
Yeah, one of the main funders of the church has advised us or reminded us several times that he is willing to partner with us on condition that the funds that we receive from them are used to generate work for the community. They are used to create sustainable jobs, not to be kept in banks and age last interest. It was said loud and clear, this money is not for banking purposes, but we must go and create jobs. And we're looking for partnerships with communities where we serve and elsewhere, so that the church can be also a help in this thing of unemployment, help to create job and bring hope to many people. Thank you.
Very, very powerful. And we're so grateful and we're so excited, Rev Kubai, and the leadership of the Evangelical Presbyterian Church. When I was talking about this show, I said to people, the Evangelical Presbyterian Church is leading the way, and this is for the entire body of Christ, it's for the entire church to be able to rise up and do something. And we're so proud that you're leading in that front, and also receiving clean audits. These are very critical and very crucial things that the church should be looking at, so that the end of the day we are able to stand as as a body that is without spot and without wrinkles, even before the Lord. And Rev, we are left only with 5 minutes. And I would love to take this time once more and say to my listeners, to my viewers, today it's a celebration, or it's the 36th marriage anniversary for our Right Reverend moderator G.S. Moyane and his dear wife. And I'm saying, please, if you can, drop those messages even on this platform to congratulate them and to appreciate them, because we really thank God for the gift of family, for the gift of marriage, and it's a great thing. And I've been trying to see if we're able to get our Right Reverend back into the platform. And it's like, with load shedding and all this, we have challenges when it comes to connectivity. But let me maybe allow Ambiman Hlamalani there to say a word before Rev Kubai, you will close it for us in the absence of our moderator. But let me allow Mani Hlamalan there to say something. Riperile. Okay, it seems like we're not connecting. Manjulia. Riperile. Good evening. Okay, it's like we're not connecting there also. Let me allow Tatana Edgamshwane to just say a few words on behalf of all the church and the membership of the Evangelical Presbyterian Church, and then Rev Kubai, you will then sum it up for us. Papa Mshwana, some few words in a minute as we wrap up the show.
Say, I'll just go back to what I said, Kungamarta, than anything else, but I'm getting really a positive kulanguta a potential ya mabindru ya ekerekeni. And if you have land, why are you hungry? If you got land, why are you suffering if you got land? And I think to from the book because why and all we can do with our life, and I mean it doesn't help you, but look at this thing and look are open. Kuna so talale ko singawanyika ko continuous income so stalabai is supporta lo ata maybe activa ko or allow partner and kereke, let it be lokuru me 50-50 na kereke kungabinda akangain sa kung lokuru kuni me shetelenga ay langutena ambi kurma prasi ya kereke. I will say we're going somewhere. We are going there. Inko.
Inko Msnene, Papa. We really appreciate, Papa. Rev Kubai, on behalf of the leadership via Evangelical Presbyterian Church, on behalf of our Right Reverend, the moderator, Tatana, Reverend G.S. Moyane, what would you love to say to us all, even as we wrap up this show tonight?
I'd like to follow on the theme here, moderator, counting the missing because the missing count.
Yes.
On this new journey, new mandate that the moderator received, he'd like to go along with everyone. None of us must be missing, even those who are missing, who are somewhere in heaven, but still alive. Those are still alive also on earth. All of us must. Ikomana maboko ifamba swingwe, ikulisa kereke ya shkwembo. A partnership and I know we've got a capable moderator. Loko ho khomisana na yena hi ta humelela. Ha kombela ka kereke ya hina hinkwayo nseketelo, support na ku tsundzuxiwa hi vanhu. A hi tintsumi, swin'wana swilo a hi swi tivi, hi kombela ku pfuniwa, hi dyondzisiwa, mi hi chela vutlhari. Va ri vavanuna tinjhovo vo tlhomana. Make us shy and Christ will win. Inkomu.
Thank you so very much, Rev. We really appreciate the leadership of the Evangelical Presbyterian Church for giving us this time after a hectic weekend of the Synod. We know it has been very busy, and for you to give us time tonight just to recapture, just to look back, and also to give us an opportunity as the entire body of Christ to learn. And I must say, sitting here as a pastor of a church also, I've learned a lot. I've been inspired. I am encouraged. And we just want to say thank you so very much. And may God bless the leadership even as we continue. And of course, the church as a whole. In Lopfuyahina, it's important that you join hands. It's important that wherever you're serving, in whatever portfolio, you do the best that you can, because you know, like the theme of the 40th synod, hey, the missing also count. So please let us make sure that you count. Make sure that your part, you're playing your part. Make sure that the church of God is flying up high. You know, I always say, because of how the Ark of Noah was built, according to the specifications, even if rain fell before it was finished, it was going to float. So let us build according to the pattern, and let's seek God building his work, as Jesus said, I build my church and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. But he builds his church through us as people. We applaud the leadership. We pray for the leadership of the Evangelical Presbyterian Church of South Africa to take the church even to higher heights. And we applaud you for having carried the church even through COVID-19, something that we had never seen before. But by God's grace, the church was floating and it never sank. Thank you so very much. From me, Pastor Strike, and my co-host, Dr. Mabila Matebula, we are saying thank you so very much. A blessed evening. We salute the Evangelical Presbyterian Church of South Africa, and we're saying thank you so very much. You're teaching us all. And I would love to say once more, we are here as Bold Moves Radio, and we are about promoting the great works that we're doing. That is why Love SA, it's about the Nehemiah phenomenon. Let us arise and build, that we be no more a reproach. And I would love to say to our Right Reverend, I would love to say to the leadership, the deputy moderator, the general treasurer, the general secretary, and the deputy general secretary, we want you to know that we will come knocking at your doors. Would love to host you sometimes, and you will share with us some valuable information even as we continue building the work of God. So thank you so very much, and keep your doors open, because we would love to come and also serve you even as Bold Moves Radio. Thank you so very much. A blessed evening to you all. We love you with the love of the Lord, and blessed be the name of the Lord.